down. Oh no, it's crashing. It's crashing!
I'm sorry, I had to sell my ether.
I don't understand. I thought we were hodling.
Yes, we were, but the price started going down.
But the fundamentals are still good. That's why we're investing.
I know why we're investing.
I don't think you do.
Oh, yeah. If you did, you'd still have your ether. Huh. See, you know how to buy your ether. You just don't know how to hodl your ether.
Good point.
And that's really the most important part of the investment. The hodling. Anybody can just buy and panic sell them. I'm sorry I had to sell my ether.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of CryptoZombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great weekend so far. Bitcoin is back over $60,000. Ethereum, new all-time high. But can these prices be trusted? It is the weekend, and we do know things can get absolutely crazy over the weekend leading into Monday. We have futures markets closed, so I do want to talk about whether or not we are out of the water just yet. You see, Bitcoin did have a beautiful pump up to about $61,500. We have had a slight pullback, but there is one more hurdle that Bitcoin needs to get over before we have the absolute moon mission. So a lot of people were like, oh, this is the big breakout. No, guys, this is not the big breakout. You can see we've barely even started to push at the top of this trend. So what I want to talk about today is what can we expect for Bitcoin over the weekend leading into Monday? How can we play this potential Bitcoin price action? I also want to talk about the fact that we've seen some conservative prices for Bitcoin, right? We've seen $100,000 for Bitcoin, ETH to 15K, but I actually have a crazy prediction that just came out from Bloomberg that they put out in a report, and you're going to want to stick around and hear what they have to say, and I'm going to tell you right now, it is incredibly bullish. Definitely looking forward to the remainder of this year. So if that sounds good to you, you're definitely going to want to stick around, and I promise you today's video is definitely going to be super short, super packed with info, so make sure you watch it all the way to the end. And if you're not subscribed, well, you're definitely missing out because we make these videos for the most part every single day. So let's dive in and have a look at the chart. So you can see right here that Bitcoin is actually not really even broken out of this this pattern just yet, right? You can see that it actually is a bit of an ascending triangle, right? If we kind of draw it right here on the weekly, and even if you take it from the wicks, you know, to the bottom of the wicks, it still is a nice asymmetrical triangle. We still have higher lows, and we are still looking for the breakout. So no, guys, this is not the breakout yet. This is just the teaser to actually having the massive breakout. Now, yes, on a lower time frame, you can see we did break out of our 4-hour chart right here. And I told you guys yesterday, we were consolidating, and it definitely looked like we wanted to break out. And we did have an opportunity to have that breakout. So, you know, as I've been saying, guys, if you're not long, you're wrong. Not financial advice, but unless you're looking to scalp trade the market, $447 million in Bitcoin shorts were liquidated, 163 million of them just in the past hour. So yeah, I mean, I'm just going to leave this here, this quote from Cred Crypto. He says, not buying something in a bull market because it's up a lot is generally poor reasoning. Buy high, sell higher, and be nimble if the tides shift. Waiting for massive pullbacks or playing laggards is psychologically easier, but it is often the harder trade. And guys, as I've been telling you, we are in a bull trend. The trend is your friend, right? So what we've been taking advantage of is these opportunities to ladder in our longs. And you can see right over here, we're actually up 2.47, you know, and we've been laddering in at some of these lower levels. I'm not closing this position out. I'm not bearish on Bitcoin. I'm actually trying to build it slowly. Unfortunately, I did have to close my other position because my ADL, my auto deleveraging, was getting extremely high. So I wanted to lock in those profits, but I did reopen some more positions. If you guys are interested in learning how to do that, we do have a tutorial on Bybit, $200 extra in bonuses if you use the link below in the description of this video. also tutorial popping up above. But the important thing that I want you to realize right here is it doesn't matter if Bitcoin goes back below $60,000, right? And, you know, just because we hit 60,000 doesn't mean it's this like crazy barrier. No, it might be a psychological number, but realistically, as long as Bitcoin maintains above this trend line right here, essentially above this $55,000 level, then really everything is looking just fine, right? It doesn't matter if Bitcoin dips back below $60,000 over the weekend leading into Monday. In fact, the one thing that I wanted to point out is that these Bollinger Bands are getting extremely tight. You can see right here, and I told you guys in yesterday's video, every single time that we have had these Bollinger Bands get super, super tight like this, right? We start pushing on the top of the band, and boom, look at this massive explosion. Right here, we did it again. Boom, look at this massive explosion. Again, right here, same thing, right? And that's exactly what we're doing right now. And yeah, it is the weekend, so obviously things can get a little bit crazy, but I'm expecting another move just like these three. 1, 2, 3. You know, Bitcoin goes up, comes down, up, goes down, up, down, and now I think we're ready for our next leg up. So within the next few days, we could potentially see Bitcoin hitting a new all-time high, like Blackbeard pointed out. Not sure about you, but I'm bullish. You can see we are clearly in this type of a consolidation pattern. This is a continuation pattern. We are looking for higher highs within the next few days, regardless of the short-term price action. And you can see that Bitcoin is just simply being held down by this heart line right here, right? This center line right here in our ascending wedge. And you can see right here, look, we dance below it, we wick above it a couple times, and then boom, eventually we have the breakout. Same thing right here, same thing right here. And, you know, we could have potentially consolidation even throughout the weekend before looking for another move to the upside. And as I've been saying, you know, it's not a big deal if we do have another little retest down here, as long as we are maintaining higher lows and higher highs. There's absolutely no reason for me to be bearish on Bitcoin right now. Although some people are speculating that it was a pump again by Elon Musk. I said, yes, I agree. Bitcoin is, and he did have a cryptic tweet where he just said, going to moon very soon. Was he talking about Bitcoin, or was he talking about actually going to the moon? Because he said going to moon, not going to the moon. But then again, it's Elon Musk, and, you know, take everything he tweets with a grain of salt, right? He does like to troll. But Bitcoin and Ethereum have entered their second most bullish month and could continue their respective runs with new highs by the end of it. Now, we did have Kraken's monthly report, and they were quite bullish. They said Bitcoin ultimately gained 30%. It has closed its 6th consecutive month in green. This is the asset's longest month winning streak since 2013. We talked about that when it happened, when it had 7 back-to-back months of increase between November of 2012 and May 2013. History suggests that Bitcoin could match that record after April, which is on average the second best performing month with a medium increase of 51%. So with Bitcoin entering, the month, we had we were obviously mostly around the $59,000 level. If we had a 50% surge, even if you want to just round it off to 60, that would take Bitcoin to $90,000, potentially by the end of this month. I don't know, guys. Let me know. That would be pretty crazy. But yeah, so anyway, talking about what they said, they're also very bullish on ETH. If you look at ETH's logarithmic regression curves, and it does match what it previously did, then they're saying you could have obviously $100,000 Bitcoin, and you could have a 700% increase for Ethereum, which would bring it to a $15,238 mark. Now, I don't know if they mean that by the end of this month. That would be pretty crazy if Ethereum got to $15,000 by the end of this month. But yeah, and then they go on to talk about, positive, these pullbacks that are going to happen. Yes, they are going to happen. But listen, guys, on the bright side, we've actually seen that as the market matures, as time goes by, these pullbacks are getting shorter and smaller in percentage. So, where we've been having these 30 to 40% pullbacks, we now may only see these 17%, 25% pullbacks. And actually, if you want to go back here, let me get a chart that we can actually look at right here. Having a look at these pullbacks. Let me just turn this off for a second. And if we actually measure, you can see this first pullback here. That was about 32%. Then we had our second one right here, and that was only about 26%. And then we had our third one right here, and that was only about 18%. So you can see that it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller as Bitcoin is coiling up, as Bitcoin is looking for that big breakout. So no, I don't believe that this is the breakout yet. I believe it's the teaser. It's the little tease before the breakout, but I do believe we are going to be having a massive move. Now, talking about Bloomberg, my goodness, have they turned heads earlier when they have released their crypto outlook report, and they said that Bitcoin could hit $400,000 this year. That is one of the largest predictions outside of Guggenheim, Scott Menard, although that guy just picks numbers out of thin air, and hey, if it hits, I was right? So according to Bloomberg's technical analysis, the rest of the year is looking very bullish for Bitcoin. This means that it can imitate historical patterns. Now, two of the main factors that are associated with the previous Bitcoin bull runs include low volatility and halvings. Right? The halving was a very important event that we had, both of which, according to Bloomberg's data, are aligned in Bitcoin's favor. So they, quote, said, our graph depicts Bitcoin on similar ground as the roughly 55x gains in 2013 and 15x in 2017 to reach price extremes akin to those years in 2021. Bitcoin would have to reach $400,000. Now, keep in mind that if it closed that level, we're talking about an 8x from these levels. So you're looking to potentially get an 8x out of Bitcoin from these levels. Obviously, some of the altcoins are looking even more juicier. We'll talk about those as we find more of them. But recently, on-chain data that we talked about yesterday showed that long-term hodlers have began to increase their positions. And this was in yesterday's video. I showed you right here, starting essentially, at the end of October, we went into just a lot of selling pressure, lots of selling pressure, a lot of selling pressure right here in January. And just recently, we just had this little green blip again, which could be showing us that we are due for another massive spike. They also said, quote, in addition to plenty of maturation potential for nascent Bitcoin, the crypto has a clear edge that should further pressure its volatility versus gold. Bitcoin supply is fixed, and we have seen gold prices continuing to fall. So a lot of these gold bugs are moving some of their allocation into Bitcoin. They're realizing that Bitcoin is the better store of value. Mainstream adoption and higher prices are increasing depth, which suppresses volatility and risk measures. And obviously, as we have seen, a lot of this has due to the fact that we have large interest from financial institutions. Obviously, just recently, Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley have said that they are going to open exposure to Bitcoin for their wealthy clients. So that's really it for today, guys. I just want to give you a super quick update. Not any reason to be bearish. Look, if we wake up and Bitcoin's back at 55,000, I told you I'm bullish anywhere above 53. I will be laddering all the way down to probably about 50K. After that, I'd get a little bit worried, right? If we start to fall below 50K without breaking another new high, that could be a little bit bad for Bitcoin. That could be a reversal for the trend, but I'm not going to be getting bearish when there's no reason to get bearish. If I see something in the charts that looks like we should be concerned and it looks like there's a Bitcoin reversal, you guys will be the first one to know. Right now, it's just been boring sideways consolidation. And yes, we are still getting ready for the breakout. I don't think that what we're having right now is the breakout. We might still have a little bit of sideways action, but I do believe that by next week, we are going to have a new all-time high for Bitcoin. So thank you again, friends. Hope you are enjoying this wonderful pump for Bitcoin, new Ethereum all-time high, Binance doing quite well. Lots of these, we have a few all-time highs. I think VeChain, right, hit a new all-time high. Polkadot did hit an all-time high earlier in the week. But yeah, so that's it for me, guys. If you haven't got subscribed, definitely check it out. Also, I have a free Telegram group where we just hang out. We talk crypto all day. We talk about charts. We talk about altcoins. Check it out. It's absolutely free in the description below. Also, thousands of dollars in bonuses if you use the links below in any of the description of any of the videos. And also be careful of scammers if you are looking to, obviously talk to me. Make sure you do it on my official channels. And if you don't see the verified check mark right here, guys, it's not me. Okay, so if you see a CryptoZombie commenting down in the description and he doesn't have this check mark, it is a scammer. Please be safe out there. So that is it for me today. Thank you for coming back to the channel. And if you haven't seen these videos popping up right here, right now, click them, check them out right now. Don't miss out. And until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.